Let's reset together for June. Let's get right into it. I want this to be a chill, relaxing reset video so we can do some goal setting, some planning, some reflecting, all that kind of stuff, talk about some favorites. Let's jump into it by talking about my goals from last month. If you watched my reset from last month, I accidentally said it was April the entire time when I was actually resetting for May. Crazy. So I have tried to slow down and be a bit more intentional and slower and more reflective with my goals from last month and not overwhelm myself. We are going into June and it feels like the year is going so quickly, but I'm also really excited for summer. I'm just getting really excited for the rest of this year. There's so much good stuff going on. One of my goals was to go to 2 different farmers markets. I did do that. I went to the Carp Farmers Market, which I've never been to before, and it's a really big farmers market out west in Ottawa. And then I also went to the Westboro Farmers Market, which is a really cute one in town. I also wanted to do movement 4 days a week for all the 4 weeks in May. I didn't totally do this. I don't know if I'll get it done this week, which is the last week, but hopefully I will. But in week 3, just with stuff, I didn't get that done. I only got 2 days of movement done, but yeah, I'm still really happy with working on that goal. I wanted to read 4 books. You'll have to stay to the end to hear all about my opinions on books I've read, but I did do that goal. I also wanted to work more on my reading bullet journal, and I saw this when I was looking back on my notes from last month's video. I totally forgot about this goal, so this is something I want to work on next month. I wanted to write for at least 30 minutes 4 days a week. I did get this done, but again, week 3 of the month, I just got a little bit busy and I only got to do 3 times, which is crazy because I've been writing so much, but May has been a really busy month, so I guess technically I didn't achieve that goal, but I have been working on it. I also wanted to hang my gallery wall. If you guys watch my monthly resets, you will know about this goal because I say this every month. I have not done it. I wanted to plot my contemporary novel, which is like an autumnal contemporary rom-com that I'm writing. I have been working on this really hard and I have completed sort of 1 or 2 passes of plotting. I like to do a couple passes to get the plot really tight and how I like it. I also wanted to start planning some trips for summer. I have sort of started working on this, but I wouldn't say I have completed this goal. I guess I technically said start planning. Maybe I'll consider that completed. I also wanted to tick 3 things off my spring bucket list. I did do this. I think it was go to a farmer's market, get brunch, and make lavender syrup. I also wanted to, I put this down as like rebrand my Instagram, and that is just because I had a little crisis because I am a creator on TikTok as well as YouTube. I really like video content. Obviously things are going on with TikTok in the US and my Instagram has always been personal. I didn't really do brand deals on it or post too much on it. It was more just like random photos of me. With things changing with TikTok, I wanted to make sure I had a more professional presence on there and it matched up with my other channels and stuff like that, so I did do that. And the last one, and probably the biggest one, is I wanted to submit my visa and I did get that done. Okay, on to my monthly favorites. I'm gonna jump in from a couple days ago and tell you about a product that I am dying to talk about, and I filmed this a couple days ago because I was just so excited to tell you guys about it. If you've been watching any of my videos in the past couple months, you know I'm obsessed with Dossier. All of my favorite perfumes at the minute are Dossier, but I want to tell you about one of my favorites right now, and thank you so much to Dossier for sponsoring this video. So it is a lovely day outside at the minute, but we have been having some rainier, cozy spring kind of weather, and I've been loving this woody chestnut perfume for those cozier rainy days. This is a smoky, spicy, woody perfume with a vanilla base, and when I chose my perfumes from Dossier, I chose them all with vanilla bases because I'm really trying to create that like vanilla scent bubble. One of my favorite things about this perfume is that I love how long lasting it is. All of Dossier's perfumes are so long lasting, and that is the main thing I look for in a perfume, because if I'm spending my money on something, I want it to stick around, I want it to last, I don't want it to fade away after 5 minutes. And talking about money, Dossier's perfumes are inspired by a lot of famous scents, but with Dossier you can get the premium quality at a fraction of the price. So if you want to find your new favorite perfume, you can check out Dossier in my description. And I love that they have a really fun perfume quiz to match you with your perfect scent. I had so much fun with this, definitely check it out, and thank you again to Dossier. I also really like my I'm From Rice toner. I've been using this a ton. I got it from a store opening here in Ottawa. It's like a store that sells Korean and Japanese products, and I've been loving a rice toner. It's so perfect. It's just very hydrating and light. I've also just been loving Aerie in general as a brand. I've been doing a couple summer clothing hauls and ordering stuff from online and then just like trying stuff on. My favorite clothes I've got have been from Aerie. I got some lovely pajamas. I really like their swimwear, and I got the cutest dress. Yeah, I don't have a favorite product in particular, but I've been really liking Aerie as a brand. When I was writing this, I was trying to think about what products I've been loving, and honestly, there's this brand called Soul Cuisine who does vegan meat, and their vegan chicken tenders and then just general chicken is really good. Bit of a random favorite, but I figured if anyone's vegan or vegetarian like me, you might want to hear about it. Especially, I know when I moved to Canada from the UK, it was really hard to find the brands that work for me, but I think I've finally, after 2 years, found the brands that I really like. Another random one, Vodka is a local alcohol brand here in Ottawa and in Ontario. They're at all the farmers markets, and when we went to the farmers markets, we picked up some stuff from there. They do like cream liqueurs, and I have a maple one and a chocolate orange one, and they just do such nice drinks. And then my last product favorite is Mildliners. I have been using Mildliner highlighters for years, like since I was in high school. They are my favorite highlighters ever, and I just got a bunch more of them. Honestly, I'm still using some of the ones I bought in high school. They last forever, but there are certain colors that I need to rebuy more often because I use them more often. And I was just thinking about how much I like them, and they are so worth the money. I will link them down below. I also like to include some favorite songs. So at the minute, I've been really liking Your Apartment by Wallows, So American by Olivia Rodrigo, and Feminine Nomenon by Chapel Roan. That is so hard to pronounce, but those songs are so fun. And I also like to talk about podcasts, content creators, other stuff like that I've been loving. And I was thinking when I was writing this down, I was like, I don't know what content creators to shout out this video, but honestly, this month has been so busy with work and events, and I just want to shout out some other Ottawa local content creators, and I'm going to pop a couple people up on screen. This is totally not an exhaustive list, but just some of the content creators I love in Ottawa. We have some people who talk about local events and food, about cooking, lifestyle, books, and yeah, you should definitely check them out. Just want to shout out some other local creators today in this video. Now let's get onto statistics from May. My YouTube, I think we're still at about 100k, which is crazy to say. As for TikTok, we are at 19k. I've been really loving making content on TikTok at the minute. I think that's about 1k growth since last month. And in terms of how many words I wrote last month, I think I wrote about 11,000 words. Obviously these aren't exact to the exact number, I've just rounded them up to the 1,000. And I will say with writing, this is the same amount of words I wrote last month when I filmed my monthly reset. However, I did get up to 14k words by the time it was actually the end of the month. So hopefully I have some time to actually write some more words this month. I'm kind of in a weird plotting stage instead of a writing stage, so my words are lower even if I'm putting a lot of time into it. Okay, now on to some monthly accomplishments. These are just things I'm proud of or things I want to remember from the last month. I won't go into my spiel, but this is something I highly recommend you guys doing as well. So first of all, obviously I went to my first farmers market of 2024. We had a really fun day out in a town nearby in Ottawa called Arnprior, and it was just so much fun. And linked with that, we actually saw the tallest tree in Ontario because there is an old growth forest there, and we hiked through the forest and we did this hike called Gillies Grove. We also started planting our garden with some herbs that are doing really well, some tomatoes from the farmers market and some strawberries. I also went to this incredible event that Shein put on when they did a pop-up in Ottawa. We basically did this outdoor yoga class, and it was a bit out of my comfort zone. I was a bit nervous, but it was so much fun, and I'm literally wearing the leggings from the pop-up now. They are so soft and comfortable. That was a really cool experience. And lastly, we also saw the tulips at the Canadian Tulip Festival, which is here in Ottawa, and it was Jake's first time going, my second time going, and it was very busy, very hot, but also really incredible to see. Okay, so for next month's goals, these are just some intentions, some things I want to work on. They are not the exact finalized goals. I really recommend checking into my monthly reset at the end of June if you want to see exactly what my goals were and if I completed them. So do subscribe if you want to see more of my monthly resets and my other videos, of course. But here are some things I'm going to be working on in June. So first of all, today I realized how much I need to get my driver's license sorted. I was saying until I get my visa sorted, I don't want to do my driver's license, but like I said, I got my visa sorted, so now I have to do my driver's license. I also want to celebrate our 2 years in Canada anniversary. So we moved to Canada 2 years ago, and I want to go out to dinner or do something to celebrate. There is also an event called Doors Open Ottawa right at the beginning of June. It's basically when they open up the doors and let you into all these significant buildings and interesting sites around Ottawa, everything from museums to embassies to historic landmarks. So I really want to go and check out some buildings during Doors Open Ottawa. And also I have not started Bridgerton because I've been so busy, but Bridgerton did just come out like a week ago, so I want to watch Bridgerton. And then the second half of Bridgerton is coming out in the middle of June, so I want to host a Bridgerton watch party. And I'm also going to do a video about that, I think, doing a little vlog showing how I romanticize life and how I set up for a Bridgerton watch party, so do stay tuned for that. Okay, next month's bullet journal theme, I have not decided yet, so leave some comments down below if you have any end of spring, beginning of summer theme ideas. I would love to hear them, and then I will show you guys my theme that I did next month. And as for May, I didn't show you guys in my May reset video what my theme was because I wasn't sure yet, but I ended up doing a strawberry matcha theme, which was so much fun. I will put some pictures up here. It was absolutely gorgeous and not too complicated, good. I really liked it. And now to end off this video, let's talk about the books I read in May. So I read 5 books. I'm about to finish my 6th, which I will probably finish before the end of May. So let's break it down. First of all, for non-fiction, I read 2 non-fiction books. I read a book by the author of the Outlander series. Her name is Diana Gabaldon. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but it's basically her book on writing, and I rated it a 3 stars. I definitely learned some things, but I didn't love the book. But a non-fiction book I did love was Romancing the Beat by Gwen Hayes. This book is incredible. It is a must-read if you are writing any kind of romance. It has been so helpful and it's changed my perspective on writing and plotting so much. So I rated that a 5 stars. And then I'll talk to you about some of my standout books. So standout good books. First of all, I read my very first ever ARC, which was The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This was a 5-star book. It was so good. It reminded me of The Unhoneymooners, but I think I liked it even more. It was so lush, set in a tropical private island, and it's kind of like a marriage of convenience, fake dating kind of thing. You should definitely check it out. It just came out a couple weeks ago and it was amazing. And then also the book I'm reading at the minute is also a really good standout. It is The Wrong Mr. Right by Stephanie Archer, and it is the second book in the Queen's Cove series. I would say it's like a surfy, small town set in Vancouver Island romance, and it's kind of like a friends to lovers kind of situation. It's really good, but I do have one bad standout, which is so disappointing, and I thought it's how I would end this off, just so I can rant a little bit, but it is Spoiler Alert, which I have had for so long, and I was so hyped up in my head. I was dying to read it. I can't pick how I wanted to rate it. I have written down here both a 3 and a 2.5. Originally I rated it a 3, and then as I was writing my review I realized a lot of things I really did not like about that book, and so I think I'm gonna bump it down to a 2.5, which is a very, very low rating for me. There were some elements of this book I really loved, but so much of it felt really telling and not showing, and we weren't in the present. There was a lot of skipping to a scene and then not telling us the important details until we needed them. It felt like the author didn't trust us as an audience to be smart and to remember things. There were also just a lot of parts that felt very uncomfortable and odd. That was a big letdown in my reading this month. Okay, well, I really enjoyed chatting with you guys and resetting for June. I hope you guys have a really good June, and I hope you guys have a really good, productive, but chill and relaxing reset to get you started for the month. If you did like this video, please do like and please do subscribe. I would love to see you guys next time, and thank you again just so much for watching.